Hi, my name is Harold. I would like to introduce you to our engineering project, DAISY, our Nuclear Defense Protocol and Protection Plan. Our grand theme was the prevention of nuclear terror, and we have tried to show that with a small simulation of how ground-based missile defense works to protect us from any possible threats. Our group found that most people, if not everyone, has been raised with the fear of a possible nuclear threat, intercontinental or an attack on ourselves. And we wanted to show the way that engineering has been used as a tool to protect us against it and incorporated in it as a whole. This is important as we want to show the youth that the project will be fun, but we also want them to see the importance of the engineering involved. So we don't want them to be as scared as maybe we all have been. And we want to just show them the fun that can come from engineering, like we had fun on this project.
Hi, my name is Mambo. Our main design problem was narrowing down our focus. We had so many ideas initially that we had to use a decision matrix to weight our goals and pick the design that scored highest. There are many decisions such as interactions, disciplines to showcase, information to relay to our audience, all while keeping our costs under budget. Our primary customers for this simulation are high school students, although the DAISY system itself is designed to protect cities or high-value entities that could be targets for any future adversaries in a nation.
Our project incorporates several components to ensure everything works the way we want. Specifically, we require the videos to play with synchronized sound based on user inputs, the missile pad to move as intended via DC motor, and the launch sequence to require a physical unlocking of the launch button. What makes DAISY so unique is the level of physical engagement. Unlike a digital sim, users must physically unlock a box with a key to access the final launch button. This tactile interaction combined with the CRT motor provides an old military-based feel.
To address the challenge of nuclear terror, our team began by analyzing the United States' current defensive frameworks, specifically focusing on GMD systems and ICBM interceptors. We utilized a decision matrix to filter through our initial concepts, weighing each idea against specific performance goals that the group identified as high priority. We divided and conquered to complete our work, giving each group member equal input, but allocating every person to a task they felt most confident in. Diane did the 3D printing and design. Harold worked on the code and wiring of the Arduino. Muna and I worked on the overall design, poster design, final project layout, and presentation needs.
Here's a brief demonstration of the components and how our design works. Some components need to be moved or the layout changed for the final setup, but this will be a good showcase of how it will work in the end.
We had multiple cases of design changes, from where the boxes would be located, if there would be a box for the first button, or if the second one would be hidden or locked. The design of the way the missile would be presented changed from a platform being unveiled to a lift raising the missile up. In the end, the overall project cost $86.98. $22.98 were used on new materials. This is better than expected as the maximum budget was $150, with $50 of the dollars being allowed for new materials.
I think in the end, we all learned a lot of where we were lacking. We learned where we could grow more, and we learned where we excelled and already had good knowledge on things. I think a couple things we could have done differently was maybe a key fob could have been used to, electronically unlock a box. And that might have been a little bit more complex, but I think it would have been maybe more interesting and cool for the experience rather than just a key. And it required maybe a little bit more work from us to actually implement that. I think maybe the monitor, we could have made a little front fascia to cover it and give it a better aesthetic. I think if we had more time, we would have liked to not only had the missile platform lift up, but we would have liked to have launched it somehow and then maybe pulled it back in with a cable on a winch. We did do what we planned to do in the end. We made a fun, interactive event accompanied by videos with a physical challenge. Going further, we want to create more aesthetic pieces. We would want to make it more concrete and have a better cinematic feel. And we would like to rebuild some pieces using 045 sheet steel that is bent and pop riveted to make individual pieces for housing, storage, and possibly using that for the fascia mentioned earlier on the display. And this would just give a better overall feel of customization to the overall project. Other than that, thank you very much for watching this video.